So we will take our towel and make a nice tight roll. And then we're going to have it vertically on the mat. And as you lie back with your knees bent, you want to make sure that it's in between your shoulder blades, in line with your heart, along the spine, and just make sure that you've got enough support for the head. So can you see the towel is underneath the base of my skull, so my head's not tipping back. If you need an extra pillow or a block underneath your head, then grab it. So anything, if you don't have a rolled up towel, to just lift the chest a little bit. And then if you have the space, let the arms open out to the sides. If you're a bit short of space, you can have the arms in cactus with the elbows in line with the shoulders and the hands back towards the floor. If you have the space, then open up the arms out to the sides and begin to let the body relax into the prop that you've got underneath your chest, and start to notice an opening from the base of the sacrum, not the sacrum, the sternum, all the way to the tips of the collarbone. So you're opening the rib cage, the chest, the collarbones. And start to notice your breath as you close the eyes. And with each breath, see, can you lift? Can you get some space in that upper chest from the sternum even to the throat and across the chest? And as you exhale, can you allow the shoulder blades to drape over the prop? So you're releasing in the upper back as well as the anterior chest, anterior rib cage. And take a couple more breaths like that as we work on a heart opening practice this Monday morning. And the heart chakra in yoga is in the middle of the sternum, in line with the heart, so not anatomically at the heart, so right at the front of the chest. And in opening this in yoga through the body, we can get more space for the breath, more extension in the spine, more opening through the front of the shoulders. And it can give us a sense of opening in the spirit as well, welcoming what life has in store. And it reminds us to practice compassion and balance and love, not just for others, but for ourselves. And take another breath here. Sweep the arms overhead and they can hover above the floor. Draw the shoulder blades in so that they get a sense of squeezing the towel or the blanket. And from the base of your shoulder blades, reach out into your hands. That looks great, everybody. And then just roll to the side, bringing the arms down. Take the towel out and come back onto your back. And just place the hands at the front of the hips and see if you can find your hip bones, the lumpy bit of hip bone at the front. And as you inhale, allow the pelvis to tilt forward so you get an arch in the back. And as you exhale from the pubic bone to the navel, draw in and up as you exhale, rocking the pelvis backwards. So let's try that a few more times. So inhaling and using the hands on the hips can just help to guide that movement, and exhaling, tilting the pelvis back. So you can push into the feet a little bit with the exhale to really feel the flexion in the lumbar spine. Inhaling forwards, exhaling back. Couple more like that. Really feel the movement, the arch in the back as you inhale and take it forwards. And then the rounding of the spine as you come back. Nice. Great. And then bring the backs of the arms to the floor, fingertips to the ceiling. And just roll the chest from side to side to tuck under the shoulder blades, so that you feel a puffing up of the chest. You're lifting the heart center, the anahata chakra, to the ceiling. And you're arching the back a little bit, allowing the pelvis to tilt forwards. Feel that space in the back of the body as you lift the chest, press the backs of the arms into the floor. Fingertips can be pointing to the ceiling. You might even feel the shoulder blades lift a little bit as you press the backs of the arms into the floor. Good. And then allow the spine to release to the floor, but keep that sense of lift. And then as you press into the feet, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, start to round the back again, tilting the pelvis backwards and lift the tailbone off the floor. So you're coming into a low bridge. Don't go too high yet. Great. Just pushing into the feet, lifting the pelvis, maybe halfway. And then as you exhale, allow the spine to melt back into the floor. Feeling the back of the pelvis release back to the floor. Good. So let's do that again. Inhale, and as you exhale, peel up into a half bridge. Pressing the backs of the arms into the floor so you get more lift through the ribs. And then lower back down and just hug the knees in. And then we'll do two more of that, this time sweeping the arms overhead. So as you inhale, push into the feet. So inhaling to lift this time, coming up into bridge. And as you exhale, you can lift the nose to the knees if you wish, hug the knees in. Your head can stay on the floor if you prefer. One more with the breath. Inhale, peeling the pelvis off, puffing up the chest. And then exhale and rolling into a ball, nose to knees, or just knees to chest. And then roll onto the side and come up onto your hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And spread the hands wide. Getting a sense of rooting into the four corners of the hands. And again with the breath, as you inhale, can you draw the shoulder blades onto the spine? So in all of that area that you've been opening with the towel, drawing the shoulders in as you look forwards, lengthening the spine. And then exhaling, pushing into the floor and tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone into cat pose. Inhale, lengthen forwards and really feel the shoulder blades drawing in and broad through the collarbones and then pushing into the floor. Great. Let's do two more. Inhaling, move with the breath. Lovely. Really opening up the chest as you inhale forwards. Lovely. That looks great, everyone. And exhaling, really pulling the belly up into cat pose. And then find a neutral and in between those two positions. So we need some tone through the belly here to support the spine. So get a sense of drawing the belly up away from the floor. Hold that there. The hands are really strong, pushing into the floor. And then slide the right foot back and lift the sole of the foot towards the floor. So both hands on the floor. See if you can keep the pelvis level so that right hip is still facing the floor. Great. Sole of the foot to the ceiling so the toes curl back. Keep the gaze to the front of your mat so the back of the neck's long, shoulder blades still drawing down. Good. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, hug the knee to the nose to the knee. Inhale back to your start point, sole of the foot to the ceiling. Exhaling and hug in. Let's do two more on this right side. Good. Inhale. That's it. Exhale, squeeze in. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze in. Good. As you inhale, straighten the leg out behind you. Start to open up. So as you ground the right foot in line with the left knee, you can start to open up and then come up and bring the shoulders above the hips. So you're rooting into this right foot. Lovely. And then take the hands behind the hips. Roll the shoulder blades in towards each other, in towards the spine, at the back of the heart, lifting the chest, lifting the heart chakra towards the ceiling, drawing the shoulder blades down. Great, take a breath here, opening up the chest. So the tailbone lengthens, really nice. And then keep all of that openness in the torso, lift the arms, take an inhale, and as you exhale, take the right hand to the right leg, the outer leg, and reach into gate pose. Parigasana. Lovely. That's it. Take a breath here. And then sweep the arms all the way to the floor. Hands back underneath the shoulders. Bring the right knee back underneath the hips. And then when you're ready, find your neutral position in the spine. So drawing the belly up, shoulders draw back, neck long, and then slide the left leg back, toes down. And then bend that knee. So your knee is more or less 90 degrees. The sole of the foot facing the ceiling. Nice and strong through the pelvis. Get a sense of hugging everything into the middle for stability. Core is strong so you're not sagging in the spine. Good, hands pushing into the floor. Inhale here. As you exhale, nose to knee, knee to nose. Inhale and open up. Take the gaze forwards, shoulders back, neck long. Excellent. Exhale, nose to knee. Good, let's do 3 more. Inhale. Exhaling, making sure that the belly doesn't sag as you inhale. So feel long through the spine as you lift the leg. Good, still need to keep the belly switched on to support the spine. Got one more. Good. Really nice. Hugging in. And then start to straighten the left leg out behind you. And you're going to ground that left foot in line with the right knee or slightly behind it. And start to open up and bring the torso above the hips. Really nice. Bring the hands to the back of the pelvis. I'm not mirroring you, I'm doing the same side as you. So roll the shoulder blades into the back of the heart center. Take the ears back, the throat back. As you press the hands into the back of the hips here, then see, can you get length from the belly through the chest, lifting up the sternum. Great, take a breath here. And then release the hands, keeping all of that space. Open up, palms up. And then as you exhale, hand to the leg and reach over into gate pose. Keep that sense of lengthening the tailbone. So you're lengthening from the back of the waist all the way to the tailbone. So you're open through the front of the pelvis. One more breath there. And then windmill, hands back down. Keep the left leg straight, tuck the toes. And press up to downward facing dog. Lovely. And just paddle through the legs a little. And then look to the thumbs, stepping forwards. Inhale, hands to the shins. And here, can you straighten the legs to your own degree? Tone the belly back and lift the chest forwards. So you're still getting a sense of opening. And then release into your forward fold. Push into the feet, keeping the knees soft, and come all the way up to standing. Circle the arms round and once more bring the hands to the back of the hips. Roll the shoulder blades into the back of the heart center so you lift at the sternum and then lengthen the tailbone. And start to lift the gaze, ears back, throat back, opening up the chest. Lovely. And then release the hands and sweep the arms up. Exhaling, hands together in front of your heart. Lovely. Inhaling, sweep the arms up, and then in a circle, bring them behind you. Now you can either choose to interlink the hands, roll the shoulder blades back and straighten the arms, or if it's better for you, stay with this, palms to the pelvis and hugging the elbows towards each other. So whichever is better for you. Inhaling, lifting the heart, legs firm, hugging into the midline, and then exhaling into your forward fold. Great. Arms come overhead. Keeping the hands there, can you inhale, draw the shoulder blades in, turn the belly, and look forwards halfway up. Well done. Exhale, hands to the floor, step the left foot back, drop the knee, and then flatten this foot, flatten the back foot. Scissor the legs towards each other, toning the belly. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Good. Exhaling, bring the hands behind the hips, hug the elbows together, lift the heart. Nice. And lunge a little deeper. So we still want this sense of lengthening. This is why the hands here is quite useful, because you're almost pushing the hands down, because the tendency is to block in here, to really squish in the low back. So we want that long, and the lift comes from the sternum to the throat. Nice. Take another breath here, inhaling. As you exhale, take the hands to the floor, tuck the left foot under, the left toes under, and then you're going to sweep the right foot up into three-legged dog. Yeah. Lovely. Take a breath. And then bring the right foot next to the left foot. Is that right? I can't remember which leg we had first. Inhale the left leg, no, right leg. Which knee do we need down? Inhale, right leg up, and exhale, left knee down. Now, is that the one that we just did? Yes, swap over, sorry. Inhale, left, exhale, step the left foot forward. So I had a complete blank. And then flatten the back foot, flatten the right foot. And then you get more lengthening through the front of the body. So as you inhale, we sweep the arms up, and then bring the hands to the back of the pelvis. Draw the elbows together, shoulder blades down, lifting through the heart and lengthening the back of the waist. Good, as you take the ears back, the throat back. Find that space, opening up the heart center. Deep breath. Nice. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and then exhale. Hands to the floor, lifting the back thigh, and step up to three-legged dog. I know what I'm doing again now. And then bring the left foot next to the right. Inhale forwards into plank. Drop to the knees, but keep the weight over the hands. And then hugging the elbows into the sides of the body. Bring the chest and the nose towards the floor, and then press back up again. Good. We need to protect the heart with a bit of strength here. So let's do that again. So inhaling, hugging everything in, exhaling, lower to your own degree, hover, and then press back up. Well done. Last one. Inhaling, shoulders back, collarbones open, hover, and then lower the belly to the floor. Well done. Untuck the feet. Take the hands as wide as the sticky mat. Super spread through the hands, fingers wide, grounding through the inner edges, the outer edges. And then draw the shoulder blades away from the floor and in towards the back of the heart. Lengthen the crown of the head forwards, press the feet into the floor, hug the legs together, and then with your inhale, come up, cobra. You're almost dragging the hands back so you feel as if the chest is pulling forwards. Lovely. Elbows in a little bit more, Sue, if you can. Yeah. And then exhale. And release. Let's do that twice more with your breath, pushing the feet into the floor. Inhale, shoulders into the back of the heart. Exhale, lengthening the belly as you release. Good. Once more, inhale. Good, cobra. Exhaling, release to the floor. Tucking the toes, press back to knees or to plank and lift back into downward facing dog. Steady the breath. And then drop to the knees, but keep the hands reaching forwards. Keeping the sit bones above the knees, really broaden the sit bones so you can allow the sit bones to broaden here and arching your back, start to walk the hands forwards. Keep the hips above the knees. And this is called heart melting pose. So as you take the hands as wide as the sticky mat and as far forward as you can you start to allow the upper back, the chest to melt towards the floor? Now you might find your forehead or your chin reach the floor. Keep the hands, the arms strong. Good. If it feels better for you, you can take the forehead down and come up onto the fingertips. You feel a strong stretch in the back of the heart, the upper back. So you're trying to relax between your shoulder blades. Release. And take another breath in heart melting pose, otherwise known as puppy dog. It's lovely. And then start to lift the head, pushing into the hands. Walk the hands back underneath your shoulders or just in front. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Well done. Looking to the thumbs, you can jump if you wish or step forwards, lifting the heart into Ardha Uttanasana. Shoulders draw back, you're opening the collarbones. Exhale to fold. Take the hands to the back of the hips, palms pressing into the pelvis, roll the shoulder blades together, and then soft knees, inhaling, opening up the heart as you come up to standing, sweep the arms up, looking to the thumbs, reaching through the feet. And exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Lovely. Do that again. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Circle them round. You can interlink the fingers, arms straight, or you can take the hands to the hips. Open up the collarbones. Good. Lengthen the tailbone, strong through the torso. And then as you exhale, come into your forward fold. Your hands may come overhead, or they might, like me, come to the ceiling. Or your hands are pressing into your pelvis, soft knees, if you wish. Inhale halfway. Can you keep the chest lifting? Release the hands as you exhale, taking the right foot back this time. Knee down, flatten the top of the foot. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Lovely. Take a steady breath. And then see, can you draw the shoulder blades back into the back of the heart and maybe lift the gaze into a crescent lunge, opening the heart. As you exhale, take the hands back to the floor, tucking the back toes, lift the right thigh and sweep the left leg up into three-legged dog. Bring the left foot to the floor. Inhale, sweep the right leg to the ceiling. And as you exhale, step the right foot forwards, drop the left knee down and untuck the toes. Sweep the arms up. So we're still scissoring the legs together. Take the gaze up, shoulders draw away from the ears. You're still supporting the back by drawing up from the pubic bone to the navel. So there's support for the spine. And the bend comes from the sternum, the shoulder blades lifting. Crescent lunge. Lovely. Take another breath. Lovely job. And then sweep the hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg to the ceiling. Got to mention that. There we are. And then bring the right foot next to the left and come forwards into plank. Now you can drop the knees down again if you wish. Otherwise, let's try keeping up into plank and lowering to chaturanga. So the arms bend, elbows in, hover, press into the floor, come back up. I think that's the only one of those I've got in me. Terry, carry on with knees up. Let's do 2 more, knees down. Hover, chest down, elbows in. Collarbones are still open, don't collapse in the chest. Pressing back up. Last one, bend the elbows, hover. Press back up, well done. And this time lower all the way to the belly, my goodness. Take the fingertips off the mat this time. So really wide. You can rest the forehead down for a moment while you think about this. Hug the legs together, press 10 toes into the floor, and then draw the shoulder blades back away from the back of the skull, squeezing into the middle. Start to press from the tips of your shoulder blades into the fingertips, and allow that to start to lift you, pressing into the fingertips, drawing the energy from the back of the heart center, grounding down into the hands, and then lift. Great, take a breath in cobra. Can you draw the shoulder blades away from the ears? The neck is long, reaching the crown of the head forwards. Lovely, one more breath. Release the belly to the floor. Great, press the hands into the floor and just lift back, knees above the, hips above the knees, and bring the elbows to the floor. Walk the elbows as far forward as you can. And again, can you start to melt the chest towards the floor? The forehead comes down. And then you can press the fingertips together behind your head. Nice. Now, if this is really pinchy on your shoulders, take the elbows wider. Great. You get more length and opening in the upper back if your elbows are reaching forwards. You almost have that traction between the elbows and the floor, but there should be no pain here in your shoulders. Broadening the sit bones, melting the heart towards the floor. Take a couple of breaths. Well done. And start to lift the head, ground the hands, and this time you're going to bring the belly back to the floor. Thank goodness, says everyone. Press the 10 toes into the floor and bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. The palms turn down, fingers spread wide. And if you almost drag the forearms and the hands back, can you feel that draws the chest forwards? The shoulders draw in towards each other and the chest opens, collarbones broaden. Now here, it's really easy to overarch the back and you get a little pinching in the low back. Can you tone the belly away from the floor and get a sense of lengthening from the back of the waist to the heels, even in this position? So you get the lift comes from the sternum and the upper back, but you're supporting the lumbar spine. Good. Sphinx pose. So the back of the neck is long. We're not trying to look forwards and compress in the back of the spine. So the gaze is just in front of the mat. And then feel as if you're taking the ears back, the throat back. Pressing evenly into the hands, pressing the toes into the floor, toning the legs, toning the belly. Lots going on, so now deepen the breath. Sphinx pose. One more breath. And then release the chest to the floor. And press back into downward facing dog. Tuck in the toes, lift the sit bones. And feel a lengthening from the hands to the very tips of the sit bones. Finding length in your spine. And then draw the belly in. That will help to release any tension that's built up in the lower spine. Well done. Look to the thumbs. And step or jump forwards. Good. Coming halfway up. fold, take the hands to the back of the pelvis, roll the shoulder blades in towards each other, opening the collarbones, firm the legs, and inhale all the way up. As you come to standing, lengthen the tailbone, sweep the arms up, and then exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Well done, everyone. Take the hands to the hips, step back with the left foot. Good, one more little back bend. Oops. Inhale, take both arms up, squaring the pelvis to the floor. And then take the right hand to the back of the left thigh if you can. As you lunge deeper, can you take the gaze up? Well done. Swap hands. So as we inhale, both arms up, and then take the left arm up. Keeping the back leg strong. Lovely. And then bring the right hand to join the left. And here again, you can press into the back of the pelvis, interlink the hands, open up the shoulders, lifting the back thigh away from the floor, lunge a little deeper and open up into a back bend. Begin to bow to the inside of that front knee. Nice and steady. And then release the hands to the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. And then step the left foot forwards, high on the ball of the right foot. Sweep the arms up into Anjali Asana, crescent lunge. Take the left hand to the right thigh or the right buttock or the hip. Nice. And see, can you take the gaze up? Opening up the front of the body. Bring the left arm up, take the right arm down to the back of the right thigh. Steady breath. Great. Bring the left hand to join the right. And then interlink the hands. Open up the collarbones. Lovely. And begin to bow to the inside of the left knee. Humble warrior. Well done. Variation. Really well done. Take the hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Steady breath. And then bring the knees to the floor. Cross the ankles if this is available to you. And roll onto the sit bones into cross-legged. And grab your strap if you have it available. And you can just pop the strap over one shoulder, it doesn't matter which, and see if you can ground the sit bones. So just broaden your base by taking the flesh of the buttocks out to the side. Spine long. And then take the left arm up alongside your ear. And keeping the elbow pointing to the ceiling, come and reach back behind your shoulder blades and see if you can find your strap. So you want to see if you can keep this elbow towards the ceiling as much as possible. Now I'm not massively open in my shoulders, so mine wants to point that way, but I'm doing my best to keep the torso lifted, the upper back lifted. Take the right arm out to the side, turn the thumb down, and then reach to the low back and find the strap. Now, if you're right-handed and right dominant, you'll be a little bit more restricted in the front of this right shoulder. So you walk the hand up the strap towards your left hand to your own degree. And you might find it's not very much. You might be able to interlink your fingers. Good, now sit nice and tall. Your right elbow is drawing down towards the floor. The left elbow is pointing up towards the ceiling, and take the ears back, the throat back. Nice. And now find a steady breath. Omakasana arms. Opening up the chest, the shoulders. One more steady breath. Get the sense of pressing the back of the skull maybe into the left forearm. And then release the top arm first alongside your ear, and then turn thumb up, thumb down as you release it. Pressing the back of the right hand into the body, start to slide it down and then bring it out. And again, thumb up, thumb down, just to release through the shoulder capsule. Well done. You can change the strap to the other shoulder or keep it where it is. It doesn't make much difference. Take the right arm up alongside your ear. Try to keep the elbow lifted as you take the hand down between your shoulder blades and find the strap. Stay lifted through the torso. You need tone through the belly. Right elbow up. Take the left arm out, palm, thumb down, and bring it to the small of your back. And start to slide it up and find where it can go. So for me on this side, I can reach my fingertips. I'm going to use the strap anyway, because I can get a little bit more lift then if I've got the strap. I tend not to do this. So we don't want to be folding forwards. You want to stay lifted, crown of the head above the pelvis. Press the back of the hand into the right wrist or forearm so that you can get that sense of lift through the sternum. There shouldn't be pain here. Should feel like quite a nice opening. The left elbow draws to the floor, the right elbow to the ceiling. Pressing the back of the skull, taking the throat back, the ears back. Close the eyes if that helps to focus on the breath. Okay. And then release the top arm first. Take it out, thumb up, thumb down. And then pressing the back of the left hand into the body to slide it out. And then thumb up, thumb down, releasing through the capsule. Well done. We'll just take a really easy twist here. So again, get the body upright, crown of the head above the sit bones, sweep the arms up, shoulders draw away from the ears, and begin to turn from the belly towards the right hip. Take the right hand behind and bring the left hand down on the outside of the right thigh. Staying lifted through the torso. Just notice the alignment of your spine. Is your crown above the center of your pelvis, or have you lengthened, have you tipped forwards? That looks brilliant, everybody, perfect. Great, take a breath here, ears back, throat back. Can you feel the back of your neck open? With an inhale, come back to the center, sweep the arms up. Start the turn from the belly, belly towards the left knee. The last thing to turn is the chest and the shoulders. Left hand behind, and then bring the right hand on the outside of your left thigh. Tall through the spine, crown of the head lifting, back of the neck long. Brilliant. Release your jaw. Close your eyes and take a few breaths. Inhale to sweep the arms back up, and then exhale and release. Shuffle forwards so you're in the middle of your mat and come onto your back. Just one last thing. Roll from side to side so you're really hugging the shoulder blades underneath the rib cage. Pressing the backs of the arms into the floor, fingertips reaching towards the ceiling. Really push the backs of the arms into the floor and feel the rib cage puff up. Feet hip width apart, start to press down into the feet and start to lift the sit bones. As you press into the feet, coming up to bridge, push a little higher. The sternum, the heart center comes towards the chin, opening up the front of the body, pressing the arms down and floating the knees forwards. The tailbone lengthens forwards. And take 3 breaths. Setu Bandha Savangasana, bridge pose. Pressing into the 4 corners of your feet. One more breath. And then begin to melt the upper back as you soften the spine back to the floor. Bring the arms to the sides. And let the legs relax into Shavasana. Close the eyes and allow the breath to soften as the body releases. And feel the vibration, the tingle of energy pulsing through your body, the prana, the life force. And see if you can draw your awareness to the heart center, that center of your sternum. And the heart chakra, the Anahata chakra, is green in yoga. Can you imagine a green orb, a glow of energy in the center of your chest, glowing brightly? Bringing a sense of calm and serenity. Of balance and love. Some words to leave you with. The ego asked, "What is love? It's too big a word for me. I don't understand it at times." The soul replied, "If you understand kindness, if you understand respect, if you understand acceptance, then you will understand love." Begin to deepen the breath. And start to bring movement to the body. Hugging the knees in or having a stretch, trusting what your body tells you. And start to find your way to seated over the next moment or two. And from my heart chakra to yours, on a day full of love, with great love and gratitude. Namaste.